Let's go. Let's go.
The Columbus Wildcats are brought to you by a bunch of sponsors. We got the Cedar Rapids Titans Arena football team, which can be heard February 15th and seen on Round Guy Radio. We'll have it up and live for you. Also, Smithburg Auto of Fairfield, Iowa, the Packwood Locker and Henshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa. We've got Coach Karbakes, who's coming off another win, another conference win against L&M. Welcome to the program, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Well, we're glad to have you. Tell us who you played and what the score was.
We played it was 68-60, I believe. I could be mistaken by a few points, but I know we had 68 and we won by 6 or 8 points. So,
well, congratulations on that. They've got a great player, Finnegan Klein's little brother. I think his name is Oscar. Tell us a little bit about L&M. We haven't had a chance to see him, but it looks like they're kind of scrapping around there pretty good this year.
yeah, man, hats off to Oscar, and he did a great job in the first half, and he actually had 22 in the first half. But I mean, all of his shots were all tough shots, and I thought Ellis handled the show really well, and he did his thing, and Ellis actually got Drake Marin going pretty early, and we were hitting threes. I think Drake Marin finished with 7 threes on the night, and so it was really nice to see that. And we were just executing, and a lot of these teams in our conference like to play a zone, and so it was just really nice that we were able to show that on film that, hey, we're actually building and growing, and so if you want to throw that 2-3 zone at us, we'll be prepared, and it just gives the boys confidence, and so it was really nice just to see the boys going out there and executing the game plan.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about your offensive leaders. Let's start with the offense anyway. Who was leading the way scoring points for you?
I believe Drake Marin ended with 26 or 27. Ellis had 18. Drew had 11. Elliot had 10. I mean, it was an all-around effort game, and Gabe, he really set the tone on the boards, man. In that first quarter, man, I could just tell he was getting after it after those bigs, and they're a real big, lanky team, and so for us to be able to do that, it just gives us even more confidence going into Winfield in a couple of weeks when we get to see them again. And so but it was a good bounce back win, and we really needed that bounce back after Waco, and it was just kind of all bad on that night. And first half was all right.
No, first half was terrific, really. I mean, that was really led a charge back. I think Ellis hits a 3-pointer at the buzzer and keeps you down to 3. The momentum rolled pretty heavy the Waco's way, but look, Waco's had a lot of those games where they may play good in this part of the game or that part of the game, but it seems at the end of the day, I know they had a tough time with Wapello there, and then they still wind up with a 10-point win or something. But Waco's really good. But you get the L&M, you get this nice win. Tell us a little bit about on the defensive side of the ball. Who was the big contributors defensively against L&M?
I would say Ellis, man. I mean, Oscar hit a lot of great shots, but I mean, Ellis is the guy that he wants the best player. And if I'm gonna say someone else or like say Ellis, you got someone so and it's not who he thinks he should have, he'll let me know and he'll tell me, and I'm gonna listen to Ellis, and I believe in Ellis, and so he did a great job in that second half. I believe Oscar only had 4 points in the second half compared to 22 in the first half, and all those shots he made were tough shots, and it was all transition stuff, and we were kind of playing his zone a little bit, and so Ellis told me we need to get in demand at halftime, and so I was able to. We just switched things up a little bit, and Ellis was a great job. I mean, Gabe, he cleaned up all the boards for us, and if you don't get a board, you can't get a stop, and so that's one big thing, and I don't know. I think it was just a total group effort. It was a team win. It was all 7 of us, from coach to the 6 guys that got in on Tuesday. We were all trying to make it work, and we all knew that it was going to be a tough one, regardless of their record. Man, I mean, dude, they're going into this thinking they can get one, man, just because we haven't been able. Last year they beat us twice, and so that's just kind of what I mean by it. And so I knew they were going to have a lot of confidence going into the game, and it was it was a great basketball game, great atmosphere, and it was just fun. It was just a fun game, and you couldn't ask for more for that.
Well, if you were a freshman and if you're a senior now, and when you were a freshman, you endured a 2-win season and then a couple 4-win seasons, and last year you had the 6-win season, and everybody thought that was incredible. But you are 5 wins into this season, basically 10 games in, aren't you? Or something?
Yes, 9 games in right now, and
so you're 5-4, and you've got a lot. You do have one non-conference win, but all the rest of these are conference wins. So you're really in a good place to finish in the middle of the pack or near the top. But is there anything else about this game we haven't talked about yet that you want to talk about?
We just gotta go knowing into it. They got a lot of older guys, and so I mean, we just got to go into it being ready and understanding the moment and understanding that it's probably going to be a little hostile on the road, and it's
Well,
going to be a Friday night game, and so we just got to accept the moment and just go into it getting after it.
Well, you got it. Friday night on this will be live on Round Guy Radio. So you'll turn your radio dial over to Round Guy Radio, and you'll be able to see this game live Friday night from Lone Tree, and you'll be going for your sixth win. You'll be trying to match last year's record here. But I do think that Lone Tree will be looking at. They'll probably have this marked on their calendar as a game. You can win a tough game against them at the beginning of the season, and your season kind of started out right, and there's season they've been playing catch up ever since that game there. But they got one of their players. They do have a really great basketball player in this Holbrook kid. I think's his name. He's got it all. He's big and strong, and he can score a lot. They also have dynamite Dominic Garcia who can do a lot, and everything he does isn't always on the stat sheet, but he's a tough defender. What are you going to have to do to come out on top against this Lone Tree team that's really going to be at home? And if they could get this win, they could get their season going in the right direction.
We just got to have that killer instinct. We got to go out there and kill, and take care of business and understand that this is a pivotal game for us and that we need to take care of business. And if we want to give ourselves a shot, we still got 4 more games against Winfield, Pekin, Waco, and Hillcrest, and we want to take care of that too. And so we got a lot of aspirations that we want to do, and the main thing is just worrying about ourselves. I think more importantly, and obviously they're going to have their guys, but we have our guys too. And so I like my guys. So I think if we can take care of ourselves, I think we'll be all right. But we just got to be ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game, and Round Guy Radio is proud to have this one on. I got a good week going because I did the Holy Trinity Fort Madison game there, Holy Trinity in Fort Madison against Meepo, and then we got this game with in Lone Tree, and then I'll have Sigourney and Pekin on there. I feel like that's for Southeast Iowa. That's a little something for everybody, and I'm sure this won't disappoint. Now, one of your players, I guess if Drake Marin is going to be hitting shots and making baskets like that, I don't know. You'd probably beat about everybody, but the one player that I'm really looking forward to seeing Friday night is Little Poison there, Ellis Hills Carrier. It's his senior year, and you can see the determination. Or he's a junior. Okay, well, you can see the determination in his eyes and the focus that he's got there. What about Ellis Hills Carrier, or Little Poison, as I like to call him? How determined is he to lead this team to a nice record this year?
Man, dude, he is everything you could ask for, man. I put a lot of pressure on him, a lot of pressure, and he responds, man. And he's not afraid to tell me what I'm doing wrong, and I'm not afraid to tell him what he's doing wrong. And that's kind of everyone on the team. We're really open to communicating about what we need to do or what's not working or what is working. And man, dude, he was just such a leader against that L&M game, and man, I was just really proud of Drake, and he stepped into it. I mean, Drake's had a few games like that, and so he's more than capable to be that guy too. Like I said earlier on in the year, we got multiple guys that could be the head of the snake any given night, and even going back to Ellis, he was looking for Drake and transition and just making that extra pass is just so pivotal with a guy like Ellis. When you score 44, man, all those guys are worried about you, and it really opens up our offensive spacing, and we just got to take control of the moments when we get those moments and make sure we execute them. But I mean, man, he's been such a great kid to coach this year, and even last year being the assistant. I mean, I'm really appreciative of him, and I'm sure he's really appreciative of me. But man, dude, I just really love the guys on my team, and I love going to battle with them.
Yeah, you got a great JV squad. You got a great varsity squad. You got a lot of wins on the board. You got a winning record, and it's outstanding. Well, besides this game Friday night with Lone Tree in Lone Tree, what other games you got coming up?
We got Winfield, we got Pekin. I think Pekin's a little bit later. We got Hillcrest. We got New London from a reschedule from first semester, and so we actually got quite a few good
Yeah,
games coming
if you
up.
miss if you miss even one game, then it really starts to pile up. And now you're playing 4 games a week the rest of the year. It seems like. So, do you know when that rescheduled game with New London there is?
I believe it's the 29th, Thursday. I could be mistaken. It could be the 28th, but I know we play Hillcrest the following night at Hillcrest, and so man, we're licking our chops at all these games, and we're looking forward to the opportunity. And I got to be a little bit better as a coach with emotions and stuff like that to give ourselves the best chance sometimes. And it's just a learning experience as the games go on, and so yeah.
Well, any way you slice it, you're putting wins on the board, and that's the way I like my bread sliced. And don't be too hard on yourself. You're creating your emotions are helping your team out because I can feel it in them. How determined they were last time we had them on. The JV wins again. That's 2 wins in a row on Round Guy Radio. Your JV team was got, and I'm excited to. I don't know that I don't think that game's gonna. There's like a JV game and then a girls game and then the varsity game, right? And at Lone Tree. All right. Well, I think I'll just show up for the varsity game. So,
Because I don't think Lone Tree's got too many guys, to
well,
be
they may not
honest.
even. Well, they did play a. I did have their JV on once already this year against Van Buren as a scrimmage, but yeah, well, we'll be excited to see you dial in tune in your podcast device or your Facebook account. That's where it's going to be at, live on Facebook. So follow the Round Guy Radio Facebook page and I'll let you know where we're going to be at. And we're looking forward to bringing you the rest of the season. I don't even think we're quite halfway done.
No, we're not. We got a lot more to go, and I appreciate you having me on, and I hope to see you more at upcoming games. I really appreciate you wanting to cover Columbus, and it's just a nice thing that you're doing for the community, even the other schools. And I know we all really appreciate you, Dave. So thank you.
Well, we're talking to Coach Karbakes, who puts the Wild in the Wildcats, and the Wildcats are looking to have a year to remember this year, and they could tie the best winning record they had in the last close to 20 years. Friday night here on Round Guy Radio. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Dave.